It's getting really dark. That thing Darkrai must be here. Why is Cresselia the first Pokemon in the event title? Darkrai is clearly here, Cresselia is clearly not. What the heck am I supposed to do here in the Darkrai? Happy screen time and thank you for subscribing for Pokemon Sleep Tomfoolery. It is a 2-week event unlike any other, while Cresselia and Darkrai make their appearance in Pokemon Sleep for the first time in forever. There'll be music, there will be light. I don't know if I'm elated or going to treat this like a normal week, because if I'm being honest, at Lapis Lakeside, what do I want to catch? Stuffle, Dedenne. That's it. That's all I care about. Do I care about Cresselia? If we get a great one, great. Am I gonna go out of my way to try to get one? Meh. And maybe because some players get, in my opinion, way too hype about new stuff without cause, maybe I'm overcompensating to go, I'm a hater. I hate the new stuff. I hate new things. I don't want new things. I want old things. Gen 1, 2, and 3. I don't know, but I've never known Cresselia. I've never known Darkrai. So, cool, new Pokemon in the game. But I don't see myself building a psychic team around Cresselia, at least not given the current psychic circumstances. That said, people have made videos about Cresselia being viable and all that stuff. I just don't think that in the event I'm going to be worried about intentionally trying to get Cresselia. So I'm not spending any diamonds on any of these bundles so that I can get extra Cresselia biscuits. I'm only going to be trying to catch Cresselia when it's hungry. I will try to force it to be hungry with friend incenses, because what else am I supposed to use those for in this game? But if I don't catch a usable Cresselia, life goes on. I've got bigger plans. That said, I did decide to go to Lapis Lakeside because that is the place to get the most psychic Pokemon spawns and our greatest chance of getting the most event currency, you know, those wannabe feathers. And did I prep for this event? Did I berry bomb? Did I use a bunch of helper whistles? No, none of that stuff. It's week 1. If you're gonna do any of that stuff, shouldn't you be doing it for week 2? I did prep some ingredients. I figured as long as we get curries or desserts, we should be good to go. Because salads are the worst. They are the worst for me, and they're objectively the worst. So as we review my Cresselia vs Darkrai event in Pokemon Sleep, do not expect for me to update you on every single rank I hit, what my Drowsy power was every night, because that's just overkill. We're gonna look at what Pokemon did we see and catch, we'll rate the ones that we catch, and we'll talk about Darkrai. Now typically when I talk about a week, I just start from Monday, but we're gonna start from the weekend before, since some of those numbers from the weekend before also counted towards the event. To just say that Sunday night, I'm looking at Reddit and seeing people are having issues. Darkrai's Nightmare Induction is creating problems for Pokemon Sleep accounts. So if you've never backed up your account to Google or Facebook or Nintendo or whatever those options are, make sure that you do that. And if you haven't, on your home screen, make sure you click on the little thing to screenshot your support ID and just have it just in case, so that you can make sure you never lose your account. Because we're putting in hard work. Anyway, I don't know if it's because I wasn't affected by the bug or because it all got solved before it mattered for me, but thank goodness I didn't lose my account. I would have been stressed. I would have been Stresselia. That would have been a great April Fool's though, to make everyone restart their game right after the legendary event started. Alright, so after getting curries and not needing to re-roll, it was time to get into the event. But before I could even sleep, Devin called to say even he didn't know how to calculate event Drowsy Power. Hey everyone, sorry. We know that no one actually understands how event Drowsy Power is calculated, and we definitely do, but we also totally did it wrong. So you're gonna see a weird number for your first night, and you're gonna see a weird number for the next night, and then everything's gonna be fine. Session 610 was a balanced sleep session. I decided to go ahead and use my first Cresselia incense to just get it out of the way. Knowing that we were going to have nights that I would not be using the incense, I figured go ahead and get that spawn so that I don't have to overcome the get a new sleep style check, whatever that happens to be, to get that natural Cresselia spawn naturally. Basically, if Cresselia was going to spawn naturally, I didn't want it to be impeded by, well, is he eligible for a new sleep style? I've talked about that in some other videos, but there's definitely some code like that in there. Just, we don't know exactly how it works. We did have one Cresselia biscuit that we went ahead to drop, just in case it big hit. We want to be working towards that first Cresselia catch to get the bonus Drowsy Power. And I dropped my premium bonus biscuit on a Ralt because I'm gonna need a Gallade at some point, but I seriously doubt I would ever invest in another Gardevoir, right? Two's enough, right? Two's enough healers? Do I need another one? And what a day for an achievement. 240 Pokemon of the Psychic variety have been seen. So Ralt, let's see what you've got. Male, could be a Gallade. Let's see, inventory up, speed of help up, skill trigger S. Oh, whoa, wow, cool. Oh, speed of help down, bold nature. Okay, well, not great. We'll keep it. We'll keep it. Do I need a Gallade to be great? Probably not. Session 611 was a snoozing session, but keep in mind that for the duration of this video, the type of sleep I get does not matter because the event overrides for the sake of balance. We used a Ralts incense for some extra wannabe feathers, crashed the game, and got a 3-star Ralts sleep style. That's new. Our good camp ticket hungry Pokemon was a Meowth, but we opted for an Ekans that we had primed. Ekans, we want to see Berry Finding S and lots of helping speed. So far, we don't see it. We don't. Helping speed M at level 75. Speed of help down. Well, thanks for trying, Ekans. Session 612 was another snoozing session. We used a Cresselia incense again, and this time got the 2-star sleep style. I failed to mention last time that we got the 1-star sleep style, but you saw it. We fed one more Cresselia biscuit to Cresselia, but we're still holding out that we can get a hungry one. I dropped a premium bonus biscuit on Dedenne and said, we're not catching anything today. Session 613 was a dozing session. A dozing session that brought us a 2-star Gardevoir, something that typically a dozing session could not give to us, so thank you, the event. And it also brought us a 3-star Meganium, which it could bring us outside of the event, but we'll take it during the event because it looks even cooler in the dark. It's kind of like the light is coming out from its back or something, and the flowers are all lit up around Meganium. And let me give you guys a pro tip. If you have kids and they like Pokemon, don't play Pokemon Sleep when your kids are around, because they'll say, Dad, look, Pikachu's hungry. Dad, Pikachu wants your biscuit. And so it didn't really matter what my thought process was because I just had to do it for the kids. But what the kids couldn't stop me from doing is getting 100 Dark-type Pokemon seen. We are preparing the offering for Darkrai. Alright, Pikachu, don't make me transfer you in front of my kids. Let's see. We have no helping speed until level 50, then more helping speed at level 75, and no berry finding and no nature to help us. So this Pikachu's gonna get transferred, but with my children watching, and even with me telling them that I was probably never gonna use this Pikachu, I couldn't do it. Session 614 was a slumbering session, and in this slumbering session, we used a Ralts incense, and I know what you're thinking. You haven't caught a Cresselia yet? How many days into this week are we? Well, I didn't, okay? But I did drop a premium bonus biscuit on a Wartortle. hopefully it's ABB. If it wasn't hungry, I probably would have dropped it on the Dedenne again. And Wartortle is ABB. Helping Speed S is great. Helping Speed M is late. Ingredient finding... There's nothing on the screen that says ingredients. You're gone. We have a Wartortle that we can do better with. Session 615 is a dozing sleep session, and we used a Cresselia incense again, and once again, while we have dozing, we got a new Gardevoir sleep style. It's the 4-star, a top belly, and if you believe in miracles, we also got the 3-star Cresselia Lunar Blessing sleep. It looks pretty awesome, especially in this dark environment. Now we're getting to the point where we need to just get Cresselia caught, so I went ahead to start feeding it biscuits again, and it happened to big hit, so whoop! We got our first Cresselia. It only took us the entire first week, don't tell the min-maxers. Turns out I was the one withholding all of the event Drowsy power. We dropped our premium biscuit on the Hungry Florgato, and we gambled a biscuit on a Dragonite. And after we caught the Cresselia, Neroli called us, and he had this to say. Oh, it looks like Cresselia wants to help you dispel nightmares. Wait a minute. Looks like? Neroli, have these been video chats this entire time? I'm in my jams. This whole time I thought I was talking to a recording, but here he is telling me that he can see this Cresselia that I just caught, telling me what it looks like. This feels like a serious invasion of privacy. I don't know about y'all, but I'm about to start keeping my lab coat next to my bed. And what do you know? We're making great progress on the event. We got Cresselia and we got up to rank 8, which means everything we get from here on out is going to overflow into the next week. But first, let's take a look at this Florgato. Oh, sorry, I guess I clicked on the Cresselia first, but you already know what its stats are going to be, so let's just pretend like, oh, sleeping experience bonus, woohoo, skill level up S, that's awesome, inventory up. Why did they give us that? They couldn't have put skill trigger helping speed up something useful like 50 when they gave us these cool ones? Okay, Florgato is Mono Potato. Now, I have a Kangaskhan Potato Farmer, but maybe Ingredient Finder S, Helping Speed S, Helping Speed M. Oh my goodness. Wait a minute. Whoa. You just gave us a good Potato Farmer game? It knows. It can't give you the stuff that you need. It can only give you the stuff you already have that you don't need. Okay, that's the game. That's Pokemon Sleep. Now let's go ahead and close out week 1 before we really get into week 2. Session 616 was a slumbering sleep session, and I definitely didn't forget to put Cresselia on my team to get that bonus thing, which is the whole reason we were trying to catch one in the first place. But we did use a Cresselia incense, and with being at Master 18 on Lapis Lakeside, we had a pretty decent shot at getting that 3-star Cresselia again. And we didn't, but maybe we would have if we had put Cresselia on the team. We did get a floaty rubbing sleep Masharna. Who invented this Pokemon? It just looks weird, right? We dropped 2 Cresselia biscuits on Cresselia, and it all fulled, so we wouldn't have been able to drop more even if we wanted to. I dropped a premium biscuit on Beware and said, that's it for the week, which brought our final strength for week 1 up to 4 million. But before we get into week 2, let me tell you about some of the stuff I was doing right at the end of week 1. On Saturday, I made sure that I had enough stuff for making curries through Sunday. Great dishes all the way through the end of Sunday. But as soon as I had the minimum ingredients for that, I started stockpiling dessert ingredients for the next week. And I was committed to re-rolling for desserts as many times as it took. I was looking in Rainanix, I was trying to do the calculator stuff, and basically figured out that if I wanted to hit Master 20 easily, I was going to need to get Greppa Berry, and I was going to need to get desserts. Now the odds of getting those two things rolled together, not great. So I decided, you know what? I'm not going to worry about Master 20. I hit Master 18 this week. We'll just go for it. We'll hit Master 18, maybe Master 19, because we'll run our Temporarion, who we decided to invest in, as many of you know. Our first roll was salads, not gonna cut it. Our second roll was salads, not gonna cut it. And our third roll was desserts and drinks, with favorite berries of Pomtre and Wiki, if I remember the names correctly. But for those who are uninformed, that's going to be flying Pokemon berries and dark Pokemon berries. Ooh, does that mean that if we get a Darkrai, we could use it this week? I mean, you can use any Pokemon no matter what the berries are, right? Now, I was smart enough to run a team that all had Dream Shard bonus, but I wasn't smart enough to put Cresselia on that team. And guess what probably would have gotten me more Dream Shards? Higher Drowsy power, so... boo. Listen, sometimes YouTubers make mistakes. Sometimes even we, the YouTubers, have really bad takes. Some of us more than others. Alright, welcome to Investment City. I used enough candies in week 1 to bring Noelle up to level 56. I only used as many candies as I needed to hit that 271 candies mission. 271 candies. But I knew that starting week 2, I wanted to have Cresselia at maximum berry potential since it has berry fighting S. And by Cresselia, I of course just mispronounced Gardevoir again. Then I started to get a little crazy. I said, well, why don't we go ahead and invest in Temporarion? We're just gonna dump all of my Eevee candies to get this thing as high as it can possibly go, because it also has berry fighting S, and it will be triggering at main skill level 7. And do I really need those Eevee candies? We're gonna get those back. So let's go for it. And then I also said, okay, Hanabi, you can have some candies too. They'll take you up to 59, but not to 60, because I do not need you finding bean sausages for me. I need you finding cacao, bro. Then you might think I was ready to go. But 7 hours later, I thought, what if I did invest in an Ampharos? My shiny Ampharos that looks like it could be a psychic Pokemon. What if I bought a main skill seed from the event shop? And what if I bought a main skill seed from the premium exchange? And what if I put 2 main skill seeds on an Ampharos, leveled it up as high as I possibly could, and had it triggering at level 7 as well? That gives me a Charge Strength S max level main skill Golduck, a Charge Strength M max level Espeon on the week, and a Charge Strength M max level Ampharos on the week. Could that get us somewhere? Well, I had done all of the testing in Rain and X before to find out that maybe not. But hey, I'm going to be investing in the Ampharos at some point. It might as well be now. If I can get it to that max main skill level with the 2 seeds, I might as well just crank out one of my new top 5 options right now. So, sorry Swalot, you're going to have to wait a little longer. Well, nothing else notable happened that day except for a crit at dinner time. That's a crit with a 4% extra chance, so 14% chance of hitting. I'll take it. So we got to Master 3 after dinner, which is pretty good for a Monday night, and which, if we can maintain that pace, we will be on track to hit Master 20 this week. So probably should have pulled the trigger earlier on the Ampharos, but hey, we do what we can. But if you thought I was done investing in Pokemon for the week, you're wrong. You gotta spend money to make money, and we took Oreo, our AAB Squirtle, to be a Blastoise at level 30. And we gave it a Silver Seed, which I kinda wish I had back right now, but I'll tell you about that next time. But Oreo averages 86 milk produced in a day, which should mean we have plenty of milk. But in order to get plenty of milk, we need to get it. And if we want to be running our Charge Strength Pokemon all the time, we need to get that milk without running the Pokemon. So here's what we did. I put Biko, the honey-finding Venusaur, Rory, the coffee-finding Vikavolt, Valentino, the coffee-finding Shiny Aggron, Oreo, the newly invested Blastoise, and Gobert, our also confined milk at a very high level Meowscarada, on the team, and dropped 3 helper whistles back to back to back to just stock up on a bunch of ingredients. And I did it Monday night so that I would have that little bit of extra strength on Monday. Now, I did use helper whistles, but I didn't buy these helper whistles. These are all ones that I got from the daily gift and that I had saved up. So don't judge me. But if I'm going to be using helper whistles for the ingredients, might as well do it Monday night to get that extra strength and have it stack and stack and stack for the whole week, because now that we're entering week 2, people have the numbers and have figured out how the event Drowsy Power is actually calculated. And please bear with me for the next 40 minutes while we... Alright, let me give you the 1-minute version. Turns out, the event Drowsy Power is actually a giant joke. Everybody who sleeps every night during the event was going to get enough Drowsy Power to get Darkrai all along. Welcome to Whose Darkrai Is It Anyway, where everything is made up and the points don't matter. As far as how event Drowsy Power is calculated, it is a real calculation, but it might as well be made up because it is so confusing that most players are never going to understand it. And understanding the calculation is not going to help you or hurt you. And if that's a precedent they're going to set for events where we collaborate together, okay, but it kind of feels like, why did you go to all that effort to hype up this collaborative thing if, okay, it was real, the numbers were real, but if they did the math and calculation in such a way that we were all going to get the event rewards anyway, it just seems like, why did you build it to be real? I don't know. Maybe they didn't. Maybe it is all fake. I don't know. Somebody else do a video on the actual Drowsy Power averages from the globe, because we can reverse engineer it from the calculation, but everyone was wrong with how we initially thought that event Drowsy Power was calculated. Session 617 was a snoozing sleep session. I hope we can get a lot more snoozing so that after the event we get less snoozing, since I think I'll be headed to Topalo. And you better believe that if a Stuffle shows up, we're shoving a biscuit in its mouth. We didn't see any Stuffle at all in week 1. Are you kidding me? All these other hungry Pokemon can wait. An ABB Stuffle. With helping bonus and ingredient finder M. Oh my gosh, if I could just live in this moment forever, I would. Because the rest of it gets less exciting, especially because it has a calm nature with speed of help. Down! We need not speed of help down, okay? Okay. Well, it's the best one we've caught. Like, thanks, Stuffle. Happy Cresselia week. But at least we crit on another meal, a lunch meal at full odds. That brought us up to Master 8 and again kept us on track for Master 20 on the week. And everything turned blue, which is kind of awesome. I kind of wish that I could have stuck with this deep blue color for the whole time. And we went ahead and used 2 more helper whistles to just aid us in our need for ingredients. It just means that we can run Raichu a little bit longer on the team, because with all of our options, Raichu would be the first one out. Though I should note that we did switch around which Pokemon were on there so that we could get some Zingzap Cola ingredients as well. But being mostly set on ingredients for again heading into the next day, we're looking good. Session 618 was a dozing session, and please just note that every day from here on out, I am using a Cresselia incense. The question will be whether or not I use a friend incense or something else. And this first night, yes, a friend incense. We dropped our premium bonus biscuit on the hungry Wartortle to do that thing again, and we gambled a biscuit on Dragonite and failed. I did go ahead and get 2 more Cresselia biscuits and dropped them on Cresselia. And I felt disappointed that we still haven't seen any hungry Cresselia yet. We haven't gotten lucky enough to get one of those Cresselias hungry yet. I mean, we did get a big hit on one at full odds, so I can't really complain, right? Let's see if we can avoid complaining about a Wartortle. ABB? Oh, you don't say. Let's do this again. Taking me for a ride. Helping speed. S is great. Ingredient finder S at level 100. Yeah, we got it. We're so gonna transfer you because we have a better one already. Now I say we have a better one, it will meet the need for cacao at level 60, but not before then. So until it's at level 60, I might as well keep rolling the dice. Session 619 was a balanced session. And by balanced, the game said, we're going to give you every single Wobbuffet sleep style in one session. That'll be balanced, right? No, but don't worry. It's about to get a lot better. Okay, wait. Hey, we got a Dragonite. That's 1 star sleep style. That's great. A Dragonite that thinks it's a Bulbasaur. For the first time ever, the Wobbuffets are not hungry. But, so Cresselia is also not hungry. Anyway, I went ahead and bought that 1 more Cresselia biscuit to catch our second ever Cresselia. Only 9 days into the event. Yeah, I told you we weren't worried about catching these. We also dropped a premium bonus biscuit on Ivysaur and a Poke Biscuit on Mana. We'll look at the Ivysaur first. AAC. Ingredient Finder M. Berry Finding S is the thing. Yeah, we're probably never going to use this, but that could be good at level 30 if we needed just an extra honey influx, but we probably won't. Mana, let's see. Inventory, ingredient finding, helping speed is good. This mana is not great. We'll use our shiny one. And by use, I mean, we'll probably never use it. Now, Cresselia, a real thing to evaluate. Let's go. We've got Skill Trigger S. Ooh, that's a great start. Inventory up, okay. Helping Speed S, that's great. Okay. No nature. Hey, this is better than the base one, but it's also kind of a trap because it's either going to need 2 silver seeds or it's going to need 4 silver seeds. I don't love that, but I also don't think that I'm ever going to really use Cresselia, so I'm not too worried. But before I go on, let me tell you something that catching this Cresselia actually made me realize when I was thinking about its main skill. Everybody's comparing Cresselia to the other legendaries, and why wouldn't you? It's another legendary. But the legendaries we got last year, the legendary cat dogs, all had Helper Boost. And what I realized is that Helper Boost synergizes really well with berry Pokemon and ingredient Pokemon. It can get you more ingredients if you trigger it on them, and it can get you lots of berries if you run it alongside a Pokemon with Berry Fighting S, and as many of you know, they're used heavily in these berry bombing, berry stacking, berry bonanza things. But check this, while Extra Helpful S and Helper Boost trigger those productions and can get you large quantities of stuff that your Pokemon is producing, Berry Burst and whatever Cresselia's thing is called, actually synergize more with high-level skill Pokemon and high-level ingredient Pokemon, because no matter if they have Berry Finding S, no matter if they have high helping speed or not, it's all about the count of berries. So I could run Cresselia alongside my Golduck at level 60 and my Berry Finding S for Alligator at level 56, and actually the Golduck's berries at level 60 are going to be worth more because we're going to get the same number of berries from Golduck as we would from that for Alligator. So basically, Berry Burst is generating a count of berries. It is not related to the production of a help that a Pokemon does. And so technically, if Feraligatr was level 60 and I was running it and a Golduck, the value of Berry Burst is the same for those Pokemon. But because typically the berries on a skill Pokemon or an ingredient Pokemon are undervalued, you're getting more value out of those berries in this scenario. Hopefully that makes sense. And this also means that if you were running, for example, a level 60 Raichu, but you also had a level 60 Glaceon or a level 60 Dragonite, that unless favorite berry was a consideration, the Dragonite and the Glaceon are actually going to provide more berry value than the Raichu when Berry Burst is triggered. So just some things to keep in mind: the actual berry values, the level of your Pokemon, But I'm actually more inclined to start using Berry Burst Pokemon now that I've realized this, because my teams are very skill Pokemon and ingredient Pokemon heavy. Anyway, if this kind of tip doesn't give you a reason to subscribe to this channel, then I'll just keep asking, because, you know, it's YouTube and you have to do this stupid nonsense to remind people to just scroll down a little bit, click subscribe, please support the channel. And on that note, if you are interested in bonus content from this channel, I have turned on memberships. So if you'd like to support the channel in that way, please make your way over to wherever you do that. Session 620 was another balanced sleep session. We used another friend incense, and oh, I guess we should have maybe mentioned that we got to rank 13 and unlocked the chance to get Darkrai, because there's a Darkrai here. And there's a new 3-star Espeon sleep style, which, if you follow Velociraptor PS22, we got 3-star Espeon on the same day. Isn't that so cute? I don't do daily videos, so the only way that you'd probably figure that out is because I just told you right now. So thanks for also supporting that guy's channel, because he has great takes a lot. So we were forced into being friends with Darkrai, and we went ahead and spent some points to get some biscuits to give to Beware. And as many of you know, Darkrai did drop a seed that has already been cracked open. So that's how Pokemon eat these seeds. They don't just swallow them whole, they have to crack them open and eat the inside. So apparently this seed has already been used. But here's my question. I know that you guys, I mean, people who watch this channel typically are watching other stuff, because if I'm your only source for Pokemon Sleep stuff, then you're not making great decisions, because I'm behind, okay? I'm behind the times. But let me throw out some stuff that I haven't heard anybody saying about Darkrai. So first of all, Darkrai seems to have already eaten this seed. Is there an item coming that clears all the Pokemon subskills? Is there an item coming that can turn a Pokemon into an everything list? Meaning Darkrai has a specialty of berry, ingredient, and skill. It is an all specialist. Did the seed do that? Something to think about. The seed is not in my bag, so does the seed matter? It seems like it's already used. Or if it's not, can we plant it? Come on, early. Give it back. I'll share some more thoughts about Darkrai before the end of the video, so keep watching. And don't forget to like if you like the video, and dislike if you dislike the video. Alright, Beware, ABA. I don't beware about this one. We don't have anything boosting its ingredients and helping speed us at level 100. That's how we do it on this channel. Darkrai is, as I said, an all specialist. Mine came in at level 24. What level did your Darkrai come in? Did it already have its second subskill not unlocked? Anyway, it has no subskills. It doesn't have an ingredient list beyond a sausages. And anyway, it seems like it's going to play a very niche role in the meta, and I'll give you my thoughts on that in a little bit. Like I already said, and like I just said again, and like I've said again, and like session 621 is a dozing sleep session, and we were graced with a 3-star Dragonite sleep style. That gives us 3 out of the 4 for Dragonite, and we went for an Espeon because I've been really impressed with how Temporarion has been carrying us this week. Unfortunately, it's not worth investing in, but maybe we could get an Espeon on the team. Okay, Espeon, what do you got for us? Espeon's got Helping Speed S. It's got Skill Trigger S at level 100. It's got a nature that doesn't matter. It's got nothing that makes me want to invest in it. And while I'm on the topic of Saturday, let me tell you something else that Pokemon Sleep needs to figure out how to communicate about. If you look at the event shop on Saturday, it says 1 day left. And if you go and look in the news, it says that the shop is available for several days into the next week. So why are they telling us the shop is disappearing after 1 day? That seems like a miscommunication, and misunderstandings are bound to happen. So maybe we could do a little bit better at how we communicate that in these in-game interfaces. Also, since I went back and looked at the news, I happened to notice that they changed how the event thing works so that manually entered sleep data does count towards event drowsy power. I've never seen event details crossed out like this, so that's cool. Session 622 started the Good Sleep Day event. which is a 3-day event, so it's good sleep days. We got Slumbering Sleep and a record-breaking over 700,000 Drowsy power. And if that's not enough to get a 3-star Cresselia, I don't know what is, because we didn't. I happened to use a Luck Incense in the hopes that we could get a Dream Shard cash out. So anyway, happy good sleep day. We caught a Why Not, and my total Dream Shard output with the Luck Incense and with a team of Dream Shard bonus Pokemon was 51,808. Which means, where are all the Dream Shards? It's okay, we'll try again tomorrow. But at least we've now seen 300 Psychic Pokemon, which means we've seen a lot of Psychic Pokemon in the last couple days, because we just got that other award at the beginning of the video. And just what you want to review after a Darkrai? Oh, why not? Let's see. This, why not? Sleep experience bonus, energy recovery bonus, skill trigger S, helping speed M, makes skill chance up. Okay, so this is the best why not we've ever gotten, and it is almost a shot-for-shot remake of the last time we got a best ever why not, and so that one can go now, because this one is slightly better in the long run. Then, lunchtime on Sunday, we got to Master 20 on Lapis Lakeside. We got there easily. We still had another meal. We could have done it without making lunch if we wanted to. But from there on, I didn't care about strength, stuck on my Swalot. Might as well just grind for some extra Dream Shards that way. And since we did get the main skill seed from hitting Master 20 on Lapis, it also went to the Swalot. Session 623, the last sleep session of the events, got us again a record-breaking over 1 billion Drowsy power. So, 3-star Cresselia, bring it on. Nope. 4-star Kirlia atop the belly. A shiny Cleffa, I guess that's cool. But a pretty lousy 85,000 Dream Shards with those bonuses meant that we got basically none. So that was disappointing. Anyway, I hit 10 billion event Drowsy power on the event. Here's my thoughts about Darkrai. Put it on your team at night and let it double trigger in the morning before you sync your sleep session with your Pokemon Go++. If you don't have one, get one. I think that's how I'll probably use it if I ever do give it the seeds. It just seems like too much drama to try to manage the energy, you know? That's me. We'll see what Darkrai actually turns out to be in the future. That said, I think it would be really cool if Darkrai's ability was that it could steal sub-skills from your other Pokemon and then you could replace those sub-skills on them. Except that you'd want to take the good sub-skills off of a Pokemon and you'd want to replace it with the good sub-skills, so that probably doesn't work. Oh yeah, let me tell you about Kirlia, this really cool dancer. Kirlia is ingredient finding, helping speed, helping bonus late, and it's a girl, so it's gone because it's not going to be a Glade. And shiny Cleffa. Are you interesting? Shiny Cleffa has all apples. It has inventory up, speed of help up is good, and that's the only good thing it has. I guess ingredient finding down some people think is good, but it's a box trophy. It's a green-eared little cretin thing. I don't know what a cretin is. Anyway, I did head to Taupe Hollow and I finished out the event shop buying out all the Handy Candy S's, all of the Dream Shard clusters, a couple of Psychic Candy, and a couple of Cresselia Candy. And that's it. So, did you get a great Cresselia? How was your event? Tell me all the stuff. Even though for you, this event is ancient history. But let's do this again sometime. Happy researching.